Alright guys, it's Joe here, and today I got a nice little match of Drop Zone on Lockdown, and I'm using the AS50, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But first of all, I want to talk quickly about something, and it's something that's been on my mind, and something I always find a bit, I don't know if you guys will appreciate or understand it. Well, I assume you will understand it. I mean, I'm not taking you for an idiot. I assume you'll understand it. But what I want to discuss with you guys today is sort of, it's a difficult thing to explain, because when I first started doing this commentary, I wanted to talk about atheism and stuff like that. But I don't want to talk about that now, because I feel like my argument wasn't very strong and like a strong argument for stuff. Basically, what I was feeling was like, I feel like atheists really pick on religion a lot, and I find it bizarre that they do that. I don't understand why they're just like, yeah, we don't believe in a god, or I don't believe in a god, therefore I don't care whatever people do. I think what they're believing is wrong, and I don't see why they just don't do that and then just ignore them, really. But whenever you're on, like, if you've ever looked on Reddit, there's a lot of like atheist stuff, and it always seems very anti-religion, and the internet's where people vent frustrations and stuff. So I mean, I don't expect too much from it, really. Like, that's what I expect, but I just feel it's a bit stupid, like belittling people's religion, because it's just, at the end of the day, if you do that, you'll know better than the people who try and push their religion on other people. Like, you know better than them. And I always find that I really hate that when people try and push a religion on you. Like, I've known many Christians who have never tried and done that before, or have tried to do that before. And why is this paused? Have I? Oh, I'm such a bastard. But yeah, I've completely now lost the place in this commentary. It's going to be all over the place, all over. I'll guess when it ends. So yeah. Anyway. Like, I know a lot of Christians who don't try and do that, and I always feel it quite offensive when people criticise, maybe not criticise, but sort of attack another person's beliefs. One person that comes to mind from my from my secondary school would always, one of my friends was very, well, he wasn't a close friend, but he was a good friend of mine. He was very, very Christian, and another person who was unfortunately a close friend of mine, but I literally hated his guts. So he wasn't actually a friend, but he was around my friends. He was like Cartman from South Park. No one liked him, he was just fair. So anyway, whenever we were in RE, which is religious education, he would always just rip it into my other mates' religion, and sort of like, what you believe in is stupid, it's bollocks, it's not real. Like, and I found that really offensive, because that was generally offensive. What I think is, like, if someone just wants to believe in something, let him believe in something. It's like, it's like someone going, I believe in ghosts. It's exactly the same sort of thing. You're not gonna go, you're an idiot for believing that. Like, someone believes that, I personally don't. I think that's silly that ghosts, I don't know if, well, in all honesty, I don't know if ghosts are real. I think they're not, because the stories you hear are just like, yeah, I don't buy that shit. So yeah, I just think it's stupid, and a lot of people who criticise religion and think religion should be just completely, rid of, and no more religion ever. I don't believe that's right either. Like, religion causes a lot of problems. It causes a lot of division and stuff. A lot of the Crusades happen because a lot of people believe what they're doing is right because of religion. But religion isn't bad. Like, take for example the Salvation Army. I don't know if you have that in America or other countries, but in Britain there's a Salvation Army, which is a Christian group, and they believe in charity and do charity. And I really respect what they do, because what they do is brilliant. They give to the homeless, and they give to poor families, help people out that sort of way. And I think that's a really noble and good cause. And without religion, that wouldn't happen, because that's in the Bible to, help out a fellow man. What's so wrong with that? If atheism was, like, truly accepted, would people still do that? Would people feel obligated to be generous? Because I feel some people think, if I do this, I'll go to heaven. Which, then again, that then changes charity to not charity to that sort of, you buy yourself a place in heaven. But anyway, that does not matter. The fact is, they're helping people out, regardless if they're doing it to sort of better themselves or what. It's like Bill Gates. He gives a shit ton to charity, and fair play to him. And if he didn't, he'd be bloody criticised so much, because he earns so much money. But anyway, that's what I want to talk about. So do you guys think religion's a bad thing or not? That's my main question. Do you think it's bad, or don't you? And if you think it's bad, why? And if you think it's good, why? That's what I'd like to know. And I'd like your input. So yeah, anyway, I'll quickly talk about drop zone for game type. It's a good game type. If you've never played it before, give it a go. The spawns are very predictable once you know how to play the game enough. Once you've played enough maps of it, you know exactly where every drop point will go. Then you know where people will spawn. You can get some good spawn traps on, and you can get some really good clips if you're a montage. It's brilliant, so good. So if you've not tried out drop zone, try it out. It's good, and see what you think of it. So yeah, that's my quick overview of drop zone. It's a good game type. Right, I'll probably go into it in more depth a bit later on, but I wanted to talk about whatever I talked about back then. So yeah. And another thing, I'll quickly talk about the AS50. It's a good gun. It takes a while to get used to because of the zoom is a bit funky, but people tend to use variable zoom, but I tend to ignore that. I just use the regular one and just adjust it to it, so I don't quick scope as much really. It's a more slowed down, I guess. So yeah, anyway, my final score was 33 for free. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments below about what you think, and I will see you guys later.